Why were the Tudors scared of fairies? In my previous video, I talked about how the Tudors believed in fairies and the different types of fairies they might have believed in. But why were they particularly nervous of them? And why might it have been women who were particularly nervous of them? Something fairies liked is a clean house. And if you weren't taking care of your house, then you might just get punished by the fairies. This could be a punishment by causing some trouble in the house, or it could be a physical punishment. For example, one poem from the time says, "Sweep your house, who doth not so, Mab," that's the fairy queen, "will pinch her by the toe." So there's this recurring theme that if you don't keep a clean house, one of the fairies, maybe even Mab, the queen of the fairies, may come and assault you. Another way to appease the fairies was by leaving out food for them. Now, this belief of leaving out food for the fairies later became condemned by the Protestant church because it was seen as a way of kind of offering like a little sacrifice or gift in the way that you might have done to, say, a saint or something like that. So that later became kind of prohibited. Doesn't mean that people weren't still doing it, of course. One modern depiction of this is if you've seen the film or read the book The Spiderwick Chronicles, where you see the goblin become a hobgoblin when it's kind of not properly appeased. Some cunning folk, however, did suggest that fairies, despite being a bit malevolent, were able to assist them in their magic. They might help them with their charms, or may even help them find fortunes or treasure for people. And in this way, they took on a similar role that you might think of as of a witch's familiar. One thing that people were really frightened of, again, women were more likely frightened of, was the idea that you couldn't leave your baby unattended, particularly outside, because the fairies might take it and swap it with one of their own, which they would call a changeling. So if their baby changed somewhat, became a little bit unresponsive, or maybe even became unwell or seemed different in some way, they may believe that they had been swapped for a fairy baby. So there you go. If you want to keep the fairies happy, keep your house clean, leave them out some food, and don't leave your baby outside.